The internet finally turned on Keith Lee.
It's finally come. People are here to attack Keith Lee. And it's crazy because Keith Lee has done nothing but mind his business, visit restaurants, and even change people's lives with
I haven't been seeing him on my TikTok for you pages recently.
Frankenstein's restaurant is getting some major shine, and it's all thanks to this video posted on TikTok.
This is one of the best wings I've ever had. This is a 10.
Our phone never stopped ringing. I sold more lemon
I'm happy
pepper
for that.
wings in the last 2 days than I have in the last 4 months. I made more garlic knots yesterday than I've ever made.
Lee's review on TikTok captured the attention of people.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I don't know. One person is like food is different than others. Like he might like it, but somebody else might hate it. You see what I mean?
All over the
It's like two sides of a coin.
Boy.
And reflects the power of social media.
People coming in from
Fire
Iowa,
though, I'm happy for
people
them.
from California. I had a family come up from Lake Havasu. I had people come down from Utah.
The video has now been viewed more than 18 million times and liked by more than 4 million people.
Now, I shouldn't have to go too deep into who Keith Lee is and what he stands for. His main thing is giving restaurants constructive criticism. And that's an emphasis on constructive criticism. He's not there to tear anybody down or bash anybody, but really tell the truth and point out ways that people can improve on the process. But if it's one thing that black folks can't handle, it is for sure a fact constructive criticism. Now, Keith Lee's had a few food tours that went bad, most notably in the Bay Area and in Atlanta, my home city, and for reasons that are very valid. Because I've went to those restaurants that Keith Lee went to before Keith Lee went to them, and trust me, they were bad. Even one of the restaurants that he went to that was on the list was near my home, and it kind of fell off even after Keith Lee came through. But this time, Keith Lee being in DC has people up in arms.
Because in this video, he says it's too hard to find restaurants in DC and they focus too much on alcohol. Watch.
One thing I will say about DC, it's been very hard to find restaurants in my opinion. All the restaurants are geared directly towards alcohol. If you don't drink, it seems like it's slim pickings. I'm talking about everything. Alcohol, bottomless.
Bro, remember what the goblin said? People love to see you become the hero, but they love to see you become the villain even more.
Hurry up and get over here. We got drinks. I don't drink, so I'm hungry.
It is important to note that this is his general experience so far, but a lot of people did not appreciate on what he said. Here's some of the comments you see on that post. His energy seems so catty, never understood why he's such a big deal. This person saying, Lord, he drains the F out of me.
Yo, pause. Lord, he drains the F out of me is crazy, no? Come on, man.
This person blaming the Taraji P. Henson mess why he's acting this way lately. But yeah, if you just keep scrolling through the comments, a lot of people have turned on Keith Lee. But there are also people who agree with him. This person saying alcohol has completely ruined the DMV. And we have this person saying that people are trend hopping, hating on him.
Now, I ain't gonna lie, I feel Keith Lee in this situation because Atlanta is going through a similar type of situation. A lot of people have abandoned the idea of building a good quality restaurant and have opted in for creating some sort of nightlife environment or some sort of place to hang out rather than serve good food. And one of the main reasons why this is an issue to me and my personal opinion is because alcohol licenses are expensive and scarce in a lot of these major places, which means the only people that they're gonna pass the buck on, and that's us, the patrons. The alcohol is gonna be marked up, the food's gonna be marked up, the entire experience is gonna be marked up. That's why you see all these places inflation, add gratuity onto any bill over 2 people, and you can't separate the bill. Look, there's stupid ass rules, but it's all in an effort to make
I'm not gonna lie, Venmo works
for the money that they're losing because they want to focus on alcohol. Now, I don't want to minimize Keith Lee because he made a lot of great points in effort to talk about what these restaurants were like and why he didn't want to put them on his platform.
I know we only posted about 3 spots from Washington, but we went to about 12, and we made a decision as a family and as a team, and also a personal decision to not post most of them. A lot of those videos, in my opinion, aren't constructive at all. And before the narrative start, I'm gonna show a few clips of the places that we did go to. And again, I don't think they're constructive. So for privacy of the restaurants that we went to, I'm not gonna say what restaurant it is. It's the whiting with the sweet potatoes and mac and cheese. Fortunately, I won't be trying any of it. As always, I ain't trying to be rude, I'm just be honest. The smell of this, insane. This perforated the whole car immediately.
Is it that bad?
So that my family went back in and asked if they fried it in the same grease that they did the shellfish, and come to find out they do. And it smells almost unedible in my opinion.
Damn.
I don't want no smoke. The entire customer service experience, in my opinion and in my family's opinion, was completely unprofessional. It said on the IG that they opened at 1 o'clock. The truck didn't open up until 2:15. It took about 45 minutes. When they went back to go get the food, they saw her preparing it. No gloves, no washing hands.
Oh, yeah, that's kind of gross. I'm not gonna lie. That's kind of gross, bro.
Now, I like the way that Keith Lee does this because if you are imperfect, it is going to expose your flaws. And a lot of these companies like to have a lot of different times to prepare themselves for when an influencer comes by and they roll out the red carpet. And I can speak from some personal
That's kind of
experience.
gross. What's good, probably?
But even when I've
That
seen
is
other
fucking
people
gross.
get this treatment, people do give a different level of experience when there is somebody that they know is coming through that's famous and when there's somebody that's not coming through that's famous. And I think service should just be service. Like, it should be consistent no matter what's going on.
Why do y'all care if somebody's famous, bro? I'm trying to make fucking bread. Fuck you, I don't give a fuck if you got a follower or two.
In Atlanta, when those people got defensive, obviously these DC restaurants had to clap back on Mr. Lee.
Apparently, Keith Lee went to DC and he didn't post a lot of the restaurants that wanted him to come.
No, that kind of looks fire though.
Of the food that he tried because he felt it wasn't nice and he didn't want to hurt the restaurant's business. So in his post, he posted this picture, but he didn't name the restaurant. There was no way you would have known whose restaurant or business this was unless the business came out and said it, which they did, which is Soul Wings DC. And they reposted this on their story and said, we stand by our food.
No, they clap back. They clap back.
Right here. Keith Lee responded, and you can pause to read. It's quite a bit.
Oh, no, we were about to do this.
I didn't even put your name out there. You just want clout, basically, because nobody would even know it was your business had you not come out and said it was your business. And he was not trying to do anything to hurt their business.
I know people think that all press is good press, but shrimp and the mac and cheese is something that's got me pressed. That's disgusting.
Nah, I'm not gonna. That sounds fire
as hell. That's worse than like cranberries and potato salad or
whatever. What are you talking about? That sounds fire.
Now, we all could have seen this coming from how the internet is treating Keith Lee because Atlanta and DC are very much similar. They're very prideful. They're very proud of their food, business, establishments. And trust me, the criticism ain't gonna fly because they don't want to seem bad in the light. Now, the people that do know are gonna expose these businesses for what it actually is, but ultimately, they're not there for the purposes of doing good business. They're out there for
bro, who cares? If your business sucks, it sucks. Somebody's got to say it.
Purposes of clout and just being able to say, hey, I'm a business owner, come through, friends, and have a drink with me. Now, with that being said, it's not like we can give Keith Lee just a pass on how he goes about these things. I've been very critical of Keith Lee in the past before, and I think it's a good time to bring up some of those disagreements that I may have had with him before that a lot of the internet is sharing. He has an extremely basic palate. He goes to the same types of places over and over and over again. So he's not getting a real grasp of the city. And he's pulling from a certain type of pool of people who have the same sorts of palate. He goes and gets mac and cheese, yams, collard greens, and whatever fried food that he can get at every single place. If this nigga eats another chicken and waffles, I'm going to lose it. Also, I don't think that it helps that he doesn't drink and has a seafood allergy. Now, I know that those are two things that he can't help. I myself have allergies and I myself don't drink. But with that being said, I think that you are going to be very skewed when you do have a limited palate. Hell, I would never become a food criticizer or whatever the case may be because ultimately, I don't eat that many foods. And I know some people might say, well, that's not Keith Lee's fault. He is who he is. He's just a human being. And if he's allergic to things, he can't control that. But ultimately, I wouldn't want you to become a food critic. And it's not your fault. It started off as something simple, but it's grown into this massive thing. But people are going to give those criticisms regardless. He literally left New York hungry. Like, that makes no sense at all. I think that people have a lot of issue with Keith Lee is because of the magnitude that his word has on the people or the ecosystem that he speaks about or talks about or platforms. If Keith Lee says that your restaurant is good, he can seemingly change your trajectory for the rest of your life. Like I said, there's a restaurant that he went to in Atlanta that is near my home. And when I say it used to be a little quaint breakfast spot that is now spiraled out of control where you can't even place an order on a Saturday or a Sunday, it's something that I never even imagined for a place that I thought I could get a quick bite that wasn't IHOP or Waffle House. Now, with that also being said, he can affect your business negatively. And we've seen situations like this before. MKBHD is a tech YouTuber that is one of the biggest on the platform.
Bro, this guy made a car company go bankrupt. That's fucking gangster. That's fucking gangster, chat. Let's be honest, that's gangster.
An audience that trusts him in his reviews. I mean, he gets millions upon millions of views every time he posts. So recently, he did a review on an electric car company where they released a car that had so many bugs that he had no choice but to put out some sort of video about it. The company got wind of it, tried to get a hold of the review before he got there, said they were going to put out a software update, but ultimately jerked him around, and he placed all this on a YouTube video. Subsequently, right after the video dropped, the stock plummeted.
Can a video kill a company? The Fisker Ocean edition was a terrible car. It is a terrible car. This is the first one where I genuinely couldn't wait to be done driving it. Like, it just had tons of problems.
This guy made a car company go bankrupt. This guy lost up billions and billions of dollars.
Missing features, safety issues. Like,
$1 billion killer.
Right? So I review the thing. I give people what I feel is a fair assessment that also doubles as a warning not to buy this bad car. But did one review kill the entire company? I would say to zoom out a bit. First of all, I was not the only one to review the car, not even close. And so yes, the stock price did drop after my video. The stock was in
98%, chat.
Free fall for many, many months before my video too. And if you zoom out on YouTube or in the car review space in general, I was far from the only person saying these things about the car for all of these months.
Yeah,
many
but this has the biggest impact.
Had been having a plethora of issues, even stuff that I didn't have.
Now, people were upset at MKBHD and said that he shouldn't have even put out these types of reviews or this type of content, because ultimately, what problem does this solve? What does he gain from this? What does this do for him? But I'm here to tell those people, shut the hell up. Tell the company to make a better product. Look, I don't think that it's hard to do good business, but a lot of these companies cut corners in order to make money over anything. It's not like they're taking lessons that should be learned.
Yeah,
they don't know any better.
Wait, so he's made multiple... Damn, he's the $1 billion killer.
The case may be.
That's actually a fire nickname, no?
Better and what they could and could not do, but they choose to do the bad things over the good things because at the end of the day, their pockets are lined and people are buying the products. So that's where I will side with Keith Lee in this whole situation. At the end of the day, these people need to have better business practices, or at the very minimum, make your objectives clear to a lot of people. If you're coming here to make a fad restaurant or a fad product, and you're not being serious about what you're doing, then go ahead, say that and promote it that way. But these people that claim to have fine dining establishments or the greatest clothing brands in the world, then you should probably deliver on those things.
Yeah, I got a good clothing brand. It's called my six pack, yeah!
And not lie to your consumer base. I swear, sometimes people come up with these projects or these business ideas that only seem to have a 1 to 4 year life cycle, and then they have no plan after that to expand, get better, or grow in whatever they do. Hell, we've all had shitty restaurant experiences, so I have no problem with siding with Keith Lee in this specific regard. If you're going to run a business, run the business right, especially with the cost of food today. It's too expensive to be going to eat that garbage.
Please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, click the link in the description. I'm on Twitch. I'm live every single day. All right. Thank you guys so much. Can I get a KD on me? KD on 3. 1, 2, 3. KD! Bah!